How bad does my hair look? Yikes. Well, hello there, internet. That's right, we are recording at night. I am very tired. I'm very sleepy, as you guys can tell. Peace, internet. Welcome back to my channel. That's right, the Davon Raymond YouTube channel, and not I Party with Wolves. I know. I know. Normally, I would be recording in my bedroom, but I just figured let's find another place in the house to record where I'm not directly next to somebody. My bedroom happens to be right next to my mom's, and while that is well and good most, 9 nights out of 10, I just like whenever I'm recording, even though this is a very public channel, to do it privately for some reason. It's a weird compartmentalization we YouTubers do, right? I know I'm not the only person who feels that way. So I made a post to my TikTok and to my Instagram story, and I know I just said TikTok and I'm 30, but I actually do have one, and it is Davon Raymond X, and I feel weird about it. But no, I actually really like it. The thing about TikTok is that it's very much on top of the algorithm. Like if you watch a video, then you're unfortunately or fortunately, like that's what your For You page is going to look like, which is pretty cool. Now that I'm watching a bunch of like nursing TikTok or whatever, it's cool. But it is like, okay, we get it. I don't want every post I see to be, young girl nurse or whatever, like I'm tired of seeing that. But that's not the point of this video. So in that post, I actually talked about the fact that I am making some serious moves right now. It is a slow burn. As you guys know, over the years, I've talked about my different goals, wanting to fix my credit, get an emergency fund, basically, a la Dave Ramsey. Fix my credit, get an emergency fund, have enough money for a car, once my credit got to a certain point. And from there, just continuing to build my qualifications as a 30 years young gentleman living at his mother's house. I think you guys get the point, is that I very much want to be more independent, but I'm trying to go about it better than I ever have, which is why I'm very excited that I am on the path to getting into like pre-nursing, trying to take care of prerequisites, and then ultimately make it into the nursing program at my local college, and then after that work at the hospital, and just all of these different steps are in my head, and I'm thinking and after I pass the RN Ed and NCLEX, then I want to look at WGU, because that's a very popular program for people to go from RN to BSN, and in this world of nursing, you can have whatever your degree is, LPN to CRNA, and even CNAs and PCTs, you can find where you fit, and depending on what your range of, skills are, depending on the place that you want to work, the facility you want to work at, you can kind of plug and play, and there's so much to this world of nursing and healthcare that I'm just excited to be pursuing it now. So it's nice that I have my mind kind of set for work and for college, but there's still background things that need to happen. And in the past, I was thinking girlfriend, 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 and now I'm just like, I don't care about any of that for the next, I don't know, few years here, because I just want to focus, unless she is my study buddy or something like that. I just really genuinely, what I care really about is doing very well in school, finishing my goals of raising my credit, getting my car, which, by the way, look out for tomorrow's vlog, because I am excited, but I want to get a car. I want to make sure I have an emergency fund, and I want to move. Now, I live at my mother's house rent-free, so I'm allowed to like save and put money towards like these bigger, more lofty goals. I can hang out here while I'm doing college. I'll probably want to leave after the RN, to be honest, but just for how things are going, I'm pretty set. This is a very good situation that I'm in. So that's where my mind is at, and I just wanted to check in with you guys, because I haven't posted in like a week. So don't want you to think I've forgotten about you. Every time I watch these like TikTok 1 minute, 2 minute videos, these like vlog update videos, it makes me want to post to TikTok, you know? I feel like a burp is coming up. Yep. Anyway, another one, DJ Khaled. So, yeah, but I don't know if that's really something I really want to commit to doing. Actually, it's kind of not what I want to do. YouTube is what I've always liked this, even though it's very low tech. I've got my tripod, I've got my cell phone aiming a bright LED light in my face, I've got my GoPro recording, and it's a nice, just easy, simple setup. And this is what I like. I like when my life is simple and easy. You know what I mean? Like, it just, in my little world where I can control things, I feel safe. And I wonder if that's, I don't know what type of personality that would be, but that's my personality for sure. Just ask my mother. Aside from that, I have some appointments coming up that I'm really looking forward to. A dentist appointment, which is desperately needed. Probably need like 10 dentist appointments at this point. Aside from that, I'm also looking forward to this. So, in a little bit, I have a meeting at the college I'm looking to attend, and it's going to be a readmission meeting, and we're going to be sitting down discussing prerequisites. I've already kind of said to them, I want to pursue this nursing program, and I understand that there's this deadline, and I have to get these prerequisites complete before this deadline. So, how can we work together and kind of make that happen? So, this 2026, it really is like my year. You know, it really is. Now, of course, people love to say that, and there's plenty more years to come of things working out for me. And this is just kind of a good year of me pivoting, not only back into school and into a new career field that I've never considered in my life. For my entire life, I've never thought healthcare, never. Even when my, close people near me were doing CNA stuff, home health care, PCAs, like that's cool. I know I always thought, not for me. Nah, I'm over here working with, on food safety and getting my ServSafe certification and other stuff. Not that I ever loved doing fast food or diner food or what grocery store. Like, I don't love doing those things. I'm smart and I like working with my hands. So doing jobs like that, it was like, it was simple. I could just repeat it and do the same action over and over again. But it's not very satisfying for me to do that type of work, or I guess gratifying, is that the word? I didn't feel like I was connecting with the job and the service I was providing. It just kind of felt like I'm doing a thing and they're paying me. So, but that's just not what I want to in my 30s to be doing, just doing a thing. That's kind of a waste. And I am living on borrowed time, I like to say, just based on events in my life in the past, when I was younger, or even more recent events. It's like every day is a blessing is really what I'm trying to say. So really thank you, Jesus, for everything. I definitely have not been grateful for my life for a very long time. Let's be honest. The things that I've done, the bridges I've burned, figuratively speaking, the opportunities I've just flushed, I think I've said this in a previous video, but I feel like God truly blessed me with a genius IQ, and I thanked him by, effing around for at least a decade or more. But a lot of people who are 30, I feel like they feel similarly. Even if they're not into Jesus, they kind of feel like, wow, I was just kind of messing around during my 20s, wasn't I? Huh. Falling in love and getting into bad habits and struggling to get out of bad habits. Oh boy, this is getting personal, isn't it? This is what happens when you record late off a mood stabilizer. to get back to the point, guys, I really am looking forward to not only May, but this summer. I don't really have any huge plans other than working like a dog. I mean, truly, I just want to work like a dog. Tongue, tongue filter. Um, yeah, so I can make sure that I'm putting as much effort into paying for things that I need and saving and just taking advantage of the fact that I'm not always going to be able to work and not have a tremendous bill called rent in my lap. It's really a pain in the butt. I've had three different apartments in my life. Two of them, one was a studio, I lived by myself. One was a one bedroom apartment, I lived by myself. And then one of them, I was living with like a girlfriend I was dating when I was 21, and I lived there for like a year and whatever. It was just whatever at this point. But so I know what it's like to pay rent and to be the only, in all three of those situations, the only person to be paying any rent. So it is a massive undertaking, which especially when you're doing those little like jobs that I was doing. So I'm really trying to set myself up so when I do get further along in the healthcare world, I'm just I'm going to be solid, you know? I'm not going to be so stressed about rent because I have to put, two checks together to make it happen, you know? It's not worth it. I'd rather put in the work now. And I've never thought this in my entire life. This is maturation for you. Maturation, not, yeah. Um, but I really want to put in the work now so I can have those things, the healthy relationship. I keep rolling my eyes when I think about relationships because the amount of time I've wasted is so funny. It's all good. Lessons learned. But what I've wanted out of relationships and out of my life and expectations I've set for myself, I never set myself up with a proper foundation to bolster the dreams and hopes that I had for my life. I merely wanted something and then didn't do what was needed to really build the framework. We're using a lot of metaphors here for what I wanted out of life. So it just feels really good, especially guys, being sober from weed, okay? That was a huge thing for me. When I was smoking on a regular basis, I was a medical marijuana patient for like 4 years. Outside of that, I'd been smoking for a long time. And hence the 10, dentist appointments. But it's not really that. When I was smoking, it really mentally held me in this space where I was just okay with things falling apart all around me. I was okay with giving it a lot of effort for a couple of days and then kind of letting it go and falling back into habits. Like I know myself and I know that when I don't have certain things or people, bye bye, certain people in my life, then I can actually like shoot off up to the moon, unencumbered. Now we're all going to face friction, but just not dealing with all of the unnecessary crap makes life so much sweeter and your dreams much more possible. At least that's the case for me. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much for watching my channel, and I will check me out next. Remember to check it out, girls. Check it out. Are any of you 30? But yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Please do subscribe, and yeah, I look forward to tomorrow's vlog because I'm really bad at vlogging. I gotta get good at it. I gotta get better, but certain things I feel like are really cool, and I just want to share them with you guys. So that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.